Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Power Up by PNM podcast hour in partnership with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, featuring some of our community's favorite leaders and small business owners. So plug in your favorite device, grab a sack lunch and your favorite beverage, and join us every Tuesday at noon to meet the movers and shakers in our community that are not letting anything hold them back. We are here to inspire you to continue to grow and scale your small business venture. Don't forget to call us at 505-842-9003 for all of your PPE supply needs. And for this podcast and any and all other information about the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, visit us at www.ahcnm.org/chamber chat. We'll give you another minute if you are joining us live.
Right, we are live and in the fabulous studio here at the local Albuquerque Hispano Chamber, and I'm excited, y'all. I've had a chance to sit on the other end of the mic and have a chance to get interviewed, but I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to it, and you're going to love our guest today, and I'll introduce her here in just a moment. But before I do, really want to just focus on, the why, and why are we here, and, why do we do this work? And my name is Joe Trimble. I am the incoming chair for the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. And if I were to sum it up, it's really about our why. We believe in contributing to a greater cause, and we have to do that. And I love our saying, we're only one connection away to making a difference in your small business. And I really do believe that local chamber, that's the magic that's happening, and you're going to get to meet some of those key players that help make that magic happen. Before we jump in, again, we have a few upcoming events that want to make sure you all aware of. We have our first event, which, ladies, listen up, this one's an important one. It's Women's Edition, our Get Crafty series, which will focus on hearing more from women business owners and the trials and the successes that they've experienced along the way. I love this event just because it gives us you an idea as a small business owner what that journey looks like. And every journey, yes, it may be unique, but I'll tell you, there are a lot of similarities and a lot of good learnings that come from that. So more on that. It will happen on Thursday. It looks like my date's wrong, though. We have February 25th on my sheet. March 4th. Thank you. I was going to say it's usually the first Thursday of the month, so I just need to go back to my old school. So thank you there, Angelique. But March 4th for that event. That's coming up. Next up is our next Powered Up by PNM podcast. We'll have Rob Zuron, one of our executive committee meetings members. That's Tuesday, March 9th. Some more on that. And then we have our Procurement Summit. Procurement, a big word right now in small business. And this Thursday, March 18th, we'll have some more information and a great event on that. But before we jump in, and I'll make a quick introduction. I really haven't had a chance, and I know Casey, I'll introduce you for all of you on watching live. Casey Anglada, DeRaad, one of my fellow executive committee board member individuals that I have a chance to work with, and we were laughing as we were getting ready because I think this is really our first time actually sitting across from each other in a meeting. Yeah, right? I know. So. Yeah, it's a little crazy, but you all are going to get a chance to hear from her and learn more about her. I'm excited, and I hope you are as well. So, Casey, are you ready to reset, recover, and rebound?
Sure.
All right. Well, let's get to know you a little bit better. So, Casey Anglada DeRaad, you are the CEO of New Space New Mexico, and like I said, one of our executive committee members. But for those watching in, tell us a little bit about more about what you do and your role as CEO.
Okay. I lead New Space New Mexico, which is a nonprofit to grow the space industry from New Mexico for the nation. We are here to really just help connect, which I love. The connection is just one connection away, because we're all about connections, trying to help the space companies connect to experts, to resources, to everything they need to be able to come to New Mexico, grow from New Mexico, thrive, and that's what New Space New Mexico is about.
Well, I love space, right? That's what it's about, and we all know how important that is on the forefront of what's next in our world, essentially, and what we're going to get to experience. And we have that here in New Mexico, so that's great.
New Mexico has a lot going on in space, and it has a lot more potential to just keep doing great things.
Yeah, I agree. And I'd be curious, and I know, obviously your work is unique to your business, but help us understand, what was one of the last things you've done that is a notch in your belt or a success measure that maybe you are patting yourself on the back for? So that way we can kind of set the tone on what exactly you all do.
Okay, well, my background, a little bit of my background to kind of
there we go.
that
Please,
is,
yes.
So I started out, I'm an engineer by training started out my first career with Air Force, and then later NASA, and then back to Air Force, working on space systems. And the latter part of my Air Force career started to work more in the partnerships. I saw a lot of resources that were here, but it wasn't going to the universities or to the industries here. So started working partnerships, and then decided to jump out and do it. It was harder to do as a federal person. So I wanted to pull this together to build a coalition to, just first educate everyone here in the state of what all we have here, because no one knew that their neighbor was like one of the top 3 providers of solar power for every space system, with Solero Technologies. And the Space Force organizations here, and there's the spaceport down south. So I would say this notch in my belt is that I feel like in just a short amount of time, about 2 years, we have built this coalition. We have over 120 companies we're bringing together, a number of organizations. We have like this alliance we're setting up, and people are really understanding, what all we have and the potential we have. So I feel like we've done a good job to kind of break down some walls.
So bringing it here, making sure it stays here, and that we learn from our experiences to help expand the projects. I mean, that's huge. So, I love that. So thanks for helping us give a little bit more about the career. But, I know you said it in NASA, and I'll tell you, I was one of those kids that thought, I'd love to go to space and experience it. But, what did you want to be when you were growing up? Did you know this was your passion, or what did that look like?
Well, I was thinking about... I actually, when I was growing up, always said I was going to be a lawyer. Okay. But I just was good in math. And so I had some math teachers early on in high school like, you should go be an engineer. And so I was like, okay, I don't really even know what an engineer is. So I ended up enrolling at UNM and got my engineering degree. And then I think at the time of starting to work, space was really happening. One of my first internships was I've worked at 2 different NASA organizations, but was working in Moffett Field. It was in the Silicon Valley area at NASA Ames, working on the tiles on the space shuttle. So that was kind of fun. So that started the whole, I really love space. And so then some of my early jobs were working on the electronic systems that go in space. Wow.
We could spend a whole hour talking about that. Yep, thank you. Throw that applause in there. No, definitely so. And, just from the work you did, starting out, utilizing the math background, right? Got your foot in the door, the engineering. You talked about airfares, and then, of course, now learning more about what you wanted to do. But if you could choose a different career, what would you choose?
I probably couldn't. And a lot of what I did at with the Air Force Research Lab, and then now is some workforce development, trying to get females and minorities into STEM programs. I love that. So I've spent probably the last 15 years trying to convincing students that hey, this is fun. So how could I want anything else when I'm always trying to sell that this is the best way to go?
Well, so you heard it. So STEM is important, right?
Cool.
Obviously, your passion. And for those of you that don't know what STEM is, it's related to the science, technology.
Technology, engineering, math.
Good. Yes. Yeah. I'm part of another board, the Mexico Mesa program, which
right.
focuses.
We used to work with them.
So I'm still a part of it. I did all of this in class, and I love it too. But definitely getting more women into STEM, I think, is a huge component. But obviously, you heard it firsthand. She wouldn't change her career, so I'm going to say STEM's pretty solid, right? That's a good thing. Well, cool. Well, let's get to know a little bit more about the real Casey and learn more about who you are and really how you got to this seat today. So why don't we start a little bit more about who you are. What was the last title of a book you read?
I actually just read Nothing Like It in the World.
Nothing Like It in the World?
Ambrose. It was actually about the first transcontinental air railroad. I know that seems kind of like a boring book, but I just read it after we had these meetings where it was talking about like space, like Jeff Bezos, you know, the Amazon
Absolutely.
leader or whatever. He's talking about how we need to start almost making like this railroad to the moon or whatever. So then you could start the commerce and all that. So they kept talking about it. So I read this. So you asked the last book.
No, that's fascinating. Well, and it's in the news right now. I saw recently that they talked about a pipeline that they somewhat discovered, right? I think that's what you're talking about,
right.
And how to get us places faster.
Well, and they talked about how the government had to fund a lot of it because, you know, the private industry can't fund all of that. But then once they did, it brought commerce from east to west, California to New York or whatever. So it's kind of cool, but I know it's not that exciting.
Well, I mean, it takes a concept from, you know, what happened in our nation, right? So here on Earth, and then now it's making that concept space related, which I mean, it's not far-fetched, right? We're close. We're close. So I like it. I'm going to have to check it out. It definitely doesn't sound boring, but definitely sounds like an interesting read. So, all right, now another fun question. So thinking back to when you were 16 years old, what advice would you give that Casey based on what you know today?
I think just not to be afraid, I guess, right? Don't worry what people think about you, although most 16-year-olds are never going to listen to that advice, right?
Right. Well, we know everything at 16, don't we? Yeah.
Right.
We think we do, right? Or at least what we're comfortable with.
It's kind of hard to not care about what your friends think about you, but it really is good. Just go forward. Don't be afraid. So I used to ski a lot. Well, I still do, but I used to ski a whole lot more. But when they would teach us, they would say, face it downhill. And you thought it was scarier to face. You know, you wanted to kind of go to the side. And so I'd always use that, and I'd tell my kids, like, face it downhill. It's going to feel scarier, but you're actually more in control. And so it's kind of like that. Like, just go for it. You know, do the things, even if they seem hard or scary. Just go for it.
Yep, I round of applause is definitely in order. I love that advice, and you're right. It is feeling a little scarier, but to your point, you're in more control. And honestly, you're writing your own direction. I mean, when you do that, so it's not the mountain controlling the path; it's you. So I love that, and I definitely think that's good advice. So for all those of you listening, don't let fear hold you back. Take that leap, right?
Right.
So good feedback and good insights. Curious about, you know, the community, and I know you're on this board, but I mean, what are the other organizations that you support outside of the Hispano Chamber?
Well, first of all, I love this chamber. When I first started as a board member November 19th, you know, I talked to Ernie. I was like, this would be my biggest dream, is to get on this board, because you know, I really want to do this. Actually, one of my first job applications, my mom had, I think it was LULAC, helped me with it was really hard to do a federal job application. And she's always told me, you need to go reach back and you need to help your people. And it's like, okay, so this is really cool. I have other organizations, like I really like to support business growth organizations, and then also you know, workforce. I'm on a board with one of the public education charter schools. That's a K through 5 right now, STEM school. So
I was going to ask. I bet it has a STEM twist to it, right?
Right. So, and when I retired with the Air Force Research Lab, I was like, I know whatever I'm going to do is going to help New Mexico companies and New Mexico workforce.
Nice.
So That's what I try and support.
I love that. Yeah, another round of applause. Yep, thank you. Angelique, we're getting on a little wavelength here. You're kind of filling out what I need you for. All right, I like this. All right, well, let's go to, before our round robin, we'll jump to a couple more questions, and then we may have a word from our sponsor. We'll see here. But so thinking about Hollywood, but Albuquerque style. So we're gonna kind of focus on you a little bit. If you were to make a movie of your life, what would it be called? And we'd all want to know who would play you.
Oh gosh, I saw this question before and I forgot to figure it out ahead of time. Well, so it's funny. The series Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I do.
So my kids and some of the kids that I help kind of get into the programs at the Air Force or different jobs, they used to always laugh and tell me like I was like Leslie Knope.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be like, it's gonna be a good idea. Let's do this. Come on. So I think that's sort of me, as I always am trying to kind of bring people along, get people to agree it's a good idea, and that's fun for me. So, anyways.
I like it.
But I don't know if that would be a movie. But it was a pretty good series.
Definitely so. And I think series/movie works, right? I definitely like that, though, bringing others on and that positivity, which you can clearly hear is a big component. Anyone that you would want to play you in that movie/series?
Let's see. I don't ever remember actor and actresses' names.
So. I stumbled on this one too, Casey. For the viewers out there, you can listen back to mine. I had to get help from.
To have someone really beautiful.
There you go. Right? Yeah. Hey, you get to pick. It's your story, right? So you get to pick.
I know, but I can't think of anything.
We'll come back to it. Won't put you on the spot. So you mentioned Parks and Rec, but what else do you binge watch? Any other shows we should keep our eye out for?
I loved Game of Thrones, except for the very end.
Yeah. I don't think you were. I know. I don't think you were. Alone. Alone in that.
I was like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah. Well, I heard there's some spin-offs coming, right? So you may have another future show to binge watch down there. So love that. How about music? Favorite music or musical group?
I love salsa music. Like when we got that New Business of the Year award, you guys were playing. Cumbia. In the background, I was like, oh, this is so perfect for me. But, I love Celia Cruz, Sergio Mendes.
Okay.
I love music.
Yeah, that high beat, fast paced, right? Yeah, no, I love it. That's great. All right, Angelique, what do you think? A word from our sponsor? Why don't we do that next? And again, you're listening in to our Powered Up by PNM podcast hour with Miss Casey Anglada DeRaad. So stay tuned, and we'll be back after our sponsor.
This is Shannon Jackson with PNM. I have some really good news for the small businesses in our community. We know there are many still struggling to make ends meet with this pandemic, and PNM wants to help you. The PNM Kovid Customer Relief Fund helps eligible customers pay down or possibly even pay off your past due PNM bill. In fact, we actually just increased the amount of assistance to $500 for small businesses and nonprofits that are behind on their electric bill. This is especially if you are a small business owner in the restaurant, retail, hospitality, leisure, or entertainment industry, or if you offer services through things like salons, massage therapy, or small automotive garages, things like that. If you need help paying your past due PNM bill, apply online at pnm.com/help or contact us at 855-364-2950. That's pnm.com/help for all the details and to also apply, or you can call us at 855-364-2950. The deadline to apply is March 31st, though. So we care about you, our community, and we really just want to provide you with every dollar of financial help that's available.
All right, we're back, and I'm going to say the deadline again, March 31st. We heard it from PNM. A great way as a business owner to leverage the give back that they're doing. And thank you to PNM for also giving us the opportunity to lead these podcasts. So we're back. we're going to fire some questions at Casey here, really around some different components. So these aren't your normal questions, Casey. So I hope you're ready. But let's start with, what's your favorite food?
Green chili cheeseburgers.
Ooh, is there a place you would pick for that? Or is that getting to step on some toes now?
My favorite is from Louis.
Ooh, Louis, all right. Where's Louis at?
It's on South Coors. They're only open a few days till 2 o'clock, but they have the best Mexican green chili cheeseburger.
Wow, and Louis, I've never even heard of it. I'm gonna have to get to the make sure I find it in my maps before we're done. But you heard it all, Louis' best green chili cheeseburger.
I like Twisters too.
Oh, there you
Twisters
go. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no, we have some. This is the state, I think, for some green chili cheeseburgers.
We should be if you like green chili cheeseburgers.
I agree. I've had a chance to travel the whole state, so I have some favorites, but they're here and there and
What's your favorite?
afar. I like Sparky's in Hatch.
I've never been there. I'll have to go.
I like Sparky's in Hatch, New Mexico. It's a little one-road town, and yeah, you can see it right off the road there. So there's a few others, but we know we're a great state for that. All right, how about favorite sports team?
Steelers.
All right, you went football, so I got to ask, is there a reason football first, or I answer basketball?
Or Lobos, too.
There you go.
Because I'm a Lobo.
Yep, there you go, yep.
But, my family are all Steelers fans.
There you go.
I had to be.
Yeah. How were you all with
I actually grew up as a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Oh.
So they think it's really bad because I'll still cheer for them.
Yeah.
But I had to go with the family team.
Yeah, for those sports watchers, we know the rivalry between Pittsburgh and Dallas definitely is there and real. So I'm curious, how did you all take it with the season, the way it worked out this year? Yeah.
I was telling my husband it's like the Lobos.
Yeah.
Where you get all this hope and then it went away.
Yeah.
But well, they're still our team.
Yep, you gotta root for them, right? So, and we're hoping the Lobos, we of course see some more wins under our belt too. So
right.
Yep. All right. Google or Bing?
Google.
All right. Why Google?
I just never have used Bing.
Right? Yeah, it's that preference, right? Yeah.
Right.
I'm a Google fan too, so I like Bing now. I'm getting more used
Google
to it.
Stuff like, the whatever Drive. Yeah.
Yep. They got a lot of added features, photos, right? Maps, all that good stuff.
Right.
All right. How about PC or Mac?
I like both, but my work we use a lot of the Microsoft stuff, and just the PC is easier to do that with. So, but I have like Apple phones and things like that, so I can do Mac too.
Yeah, do both sides, right? Yeah, use both.
And be dexterous,
right. Yep. Well, and the good news is a lot of it is getting pretty much the same, right? I'm an Apple guy when it comes to personal, but business, use the PC. So
no, it's hard if you use the Microsoft apps. To use an Apple computer. Yeah, I finally gave up on it.
Yeah, it's not easy. Not easy. All right, a fun one. Favorite superhero?
So I had to go look this up. So I like the guy that goes really fast in X-Men, and moves the bullets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I guess his name's Quicksilver.
Yeah, Quicksilver. Yeah.
So the speed, I like that speed.
Yeah. And when he's out on a new show now, made an appearance back on a new Disney Plus show, WandaVision. So if you like the Marvel, he is a crossover character.
And he thinks at superhuman speeds. I like that idea.
He does. Yep, he does. I love it. How about favorite board game?
I like Catchphrase.
Okay.
Old stuff, I like Yahtzee.
All right. Fun games. All right, I like them.
Yeah.
All right, how about favorite movie?
Knight's Tale.
That's with
It's
Heath Ledger.
Yes, thank you.
I used to love. I was so sad when he died.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I know. After that Batman movie. Well,
yeah,
sad,
they made
but
him
that's
play
a good
such
movie.
an awful thing on that Batman movie. That's what messed up.
And he was an actor that got involved, right? I mean, even in Knight's Tale, he played the part.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
It was, yeah, I like it. Favorite beverage?
I put tea, but then I knew if any of my family heard me, they'd be like, right. I like Pinot Noir.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, well, we could do two, right? We could do during the day and our happy hour, right? So tea for the day and Pinot for the night.
Right.
Okay. Any place you like to enjoy a glass of Pinot? Where's your favorite place?
Let's see. My house.
There you go.
I like going to St. Clair's, which is now
Lacombs. Yep.
Right.
Right here off Rio Grande.
Right. It's right by my house.
Yeah, I'm not too far away. I'm in that area as well. So
Very
awesome. How about favorite vacation spot?
Beach.
Okay.
It can be. We love going to San Diego and Cancun, even the East Coast, like Atlantic Beach, Virginia Beach.
I was going to ask, does it have to be the tropical or even the East Coast too? So that's good to know.
Yeah.
So you just like the water.
I like the beach. It
The
finally
sand.
makes me. My husband tells me it's the one place that I finally relax.
Oh, all
So,
right. So you
the
found
beach.
your magic relax pill. I
Right.
like it. Good. How about the best gift you've ever received? What would that be?
So I was thinking about this, like for my birthday that I just had, I told my family, all I want is you guys here.
Aw,
So the family here.
that's awesome.
Because mostly I always have about what I need. I'm not a big shopper or whatever.
Yeah, and it sounds like family's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
So how many people?
Well, there's 7 in our family now.
Very cool. All right. And you say now.
'Cause we just had a new grandbaby.
I was going to ask. All right.
Yes. And
Tell
he's
us about the
sweet.
grandbaby.
I actually have a new grandbaby in the works too.
Oh, okay.
Another one. But
All right.
so 8. So I have 3 boys, 3 that are in their 20s, and the oldest got married a few years ago to a beautiful daughter-in-law, Kelsey. And then they had a son, Bennett.
Oh, cute
Last
name.
February, he just had his first birthday, and he's just adorable.
Aw.
And then they're pregnant again.
Okay.
And then the other 2 boys,
I was going to ask, so just the one, right?
yeah, they
grandkids?
haven't gotten to that point yet. Soon,
Yeah.
maybe.
Hopefully, yeah, right. Well, it sounds like you love it. You love the role as grandma, right? And
Right.
That
Oh,
sounds,
definitely.
Yeah, it's fun times. Fun times. Well, cute name, Bennett. Maybe down the way he'll be listening to this, right? Sees.
We'll have to save it for him.
There you go. Yep, there you go. All right. Well, that is all the questions I have. We are and have the attention of our listeners now. Casey, anything you would wrap up with on words of wisdom or advice that you'd give maybe business owners or even community leaders listening in today?
I'd say for business owners, really come be part of the chamber, and they have so many programs and so much support that, I'm amazed just from, I thought I knew what all they did until I became a board member, and even still, I don't think I know the whole gamut of all the support, but they're here for the businesses. And just also for business leaders is really, tap into these programs and these, New Space New Mexico, if you're a company that's wanting to look into the space business, look us up, newspacenm.org, and we can help you tap in. Maybe you're a company that has some capabilities that you didn't realize could fit in the space industry. So look us up and we'll help you. And like I said, reach out to your chamber. This is the best place to be, and we need to help each other, and kind of this partnering, connecting, coalition building. This is what helps you go further. So we want the companies we want our workforce to have great opportunities. We want our companies to grow. So
Some very, very wise words from Casey. Definitely what the mission of the chamber is. And I'm just going to, again, bring back up the 3 programs I mentioned at the beginning in case you joined us late. But to Casey's point, we have some really good ways of bringing those business owners together, especially when we think about membership and how we help those members interact. You offered up your business, so thank you for that. But we do have 3 events on the horizon that can help you do that if you're a business owner, or if you are interested in learning more about the local chamber. Come see it in action. But on Thursday, March 5th, we do have Get Crafty with a Twist. If you haven't been to this event, it's a great opportunity to hear from real life business owners and how they have made it to where they're at today. And this month, it's focused on women-owned businesses. So come out for that on March 4th. Next up is our future Powered Up by PNM podcast. podcast. Next week we have Rob Zur, who'll be on. A great listen if you haven't had a chance. And of course, the ones that have already been done, you can find on Spotify or on Apple Podcast, just by you looking up the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. But stay tuned for that. That's March 9th. And then we have our Procurement Summit on Thursday, March 18th. So a lot of good things happening. To your point, Casey, it's just really about pointing your skis downhill and taking that leap to want to meet more people and meet new people that can definitely help your business grow and thrive. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Casey.
Wait a second.
Oh,
There was a question I thought you were going to ask.
oh, what's that?
What's my favorite chamber podcast?
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. I missed that one since this is my first time. But who's your favorite podcast?
You, of course.
There we go. Look, I didn't want to pat my own back. This is my first time, but thank you, Casey. This is definitely not my comfort zone. So I'm hope everyone enjoyed the time today. So I skipped over that. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. Well, thank you for the time. We'll be back next week with more of our community leaders and what they do. So thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for the Power Up by PNM podcast hour in partnership with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. And again, a big shout out to our sponsor, the folks at PNM, who help keep your businesses energy efficient. Don't forget to join us every Tuesday at noon to hear from those in the community that are moving us forward. And for more information about the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce, call us at 842-9003 or visit us online for more information at www.ahcnm.org, and to replay this podcast, add a /chamber chat.